Hey, Dr. Dave here with Pittsburgh Upper Cervical Chiropractic. I just want to take a quick moment to talk about something that actually my daughter Natalia brought up to my attention. How could I explain what I do to her, explain what chiropractic is in a way that's easy enough for her to tackle? As a 3-year-old, she kind of understands how her body works, maybe not how her body works, but she understands where things are in the body because they're learning anatomy and they're learning physiology. In fact, I'm constantly impressed with what she does know when she says something. I give her a kiss on the cheek and she says, "Thanks for kissing my zygomaticus." And I'm like, how in the world do you know that? Just in case you don't know, zygomaticus is a muscle associated with the cheek. Anyways, so one of the things I thought about is probably to keep it very, very simple is if I were to ask my daughter, where's your brain? And she'd be like, "Oh, it's right here. My brain's in my head." And if I asked her a few things about the brain, she'd probably tell me a little bit about, what it can do. But one of the big things to keep it simple is that the brain communicates with different parts of the body, like the heart, the lungs, the liver, the stomach, and it controls and coordinates how the body communicates with that. So it sends messages to the brain, or the brain sends messages to the heart, and the heart sends messages back to the brain. And that's just the way the body communicates with itself. One of the things that can happen that can go wrong is that sometimes there could be something that prevents messages getting from the brain to the heart or to the lung or to the liver or wherever it may be going. And when we call that thing that prevents the proper messages or the proper communication from the brain to the body and the body to the brain, we call that interference. Now, the interference occurs on these things called nerves. And if I ask my daughter, where are the nerves located? And she might say, "Oh, down your back," or something along those lines. And that's true. Actually, coming from the brain, coming down and going down your spine, you have these things called nerves, and those nerves go out to each of these little organs. And if you think about like how old wired landlines, you'd have a phone line connected to your phone. It's basically that's the wiring that's set up in our bodies. So the brain sends information to the heart, and the heart sends information back to the brain, and it's a relatively open network. But sometimes you get interference. And the way that interference manifests is it can be like a misalignment that can occur, or just being quote unquote crooked. So, I'm standing upright right now, my shoulders back, and I would ask my daughter, he's like, which person looks healthy? This person or this person? Is it the one that's nice and upright, shoulders back, ready to tackle the day, or the one that kind of looks mopey and sad? And one of the things that happens is when your body's in this position, the weight of the head is off the center of the body. It compresses the nerve tissue. And then there's also structural things that are going on. You may not think, "Well, I don't walk like this." You'd be surprised at how many people do actually walk and look like this. Next time you're at the mall or at an airport, just observe people's posture. You'll see how they kind of walk and carry themselves, and sometimes they look miserable. And it's because of the way that their posture is. And a lot of times their posture is like that because there's something going on structurally within the body that's preventing it from being nice and open and vibrant. So to keep it simple, chiropractic is this: anything that prevents proper communication between the brain and the body and the brain, we refer to that as interference. And the thing that typically is associated with interference is misalignments that can typically occur somewhere along the spine. So, why is that important? Well, if it's causing you problems, if it's causing you to be like this, it's sapping your energy and not letting you breathe the way that you should be breathing, not letting you live the life that you want to be living, not expressing the health that you think you should be expressing, then you owe it to yourself to get checked to see, hey, is my nervous system functioning at 100%? Is my brain communicating to my body at 100%? Because anything less than that is less than optimal. Have a good one.